In all of Skyblock, almost every player knows about the elusive 50mm Midas. The 50mm Midas is known as the best sword in the game because it has the highest base stats of any other sword that is currently in the game. The one bad thing about this sword is that it costs 50 million coins for you to get one. In this video, I want to go over if the 50mm Midas is really worth the price or if there's a better option for you as of now. But before the video starts, make sure to subscribe so you'll be notified for whenever I upload a video. You can also join the Discord server for better notifications. And back to the video. As of now, I believe the 50mm Midas is not worth getting, but let me explain to you why. So to compare the two swords, I'm going to get a pretty similar setup in price. But because of some of the prices of pets right now, it won't be completely fair. The first setup will be a Midas with a legendary tiger, and the second setup will be an aspect of the dragons with an epic dragon pet. In all of these tests, I'll be using an endermite. The reason for this is because I think we should be putting this against end mobs. Not because I want to favor the AOTD, but because the Midas really doesn't have any other use for end mobs. For Revs, you have the Reaper Falchion. For Svens, you have the Pooch Sword. And for Tarantulas, you have the Scorpion Foil. So there's not many other mobs in the game as of now that really have a use for the Midas. So that's the main reason I'm testing it on end mobs, because the main reason you'd use a Midas is probably to fight dragons. So as I said before, the prices for this are a little unfair because the AOTD is a little more expensive. With the Midas setup, it is a bit over 90 mil, so closing around 100 mil. And then with the AOTD setup, this is closing around a bit over 130 mil. So it's going to be a little more expensive for the AOTD, but you'll see why it's much better anyway to use the AOTD. You can see with the Tiger Pet and my Midas that when hitting this Endermite, I'm doing about 42.5k. So that's a pretty good amount of damage. But with the AOTD and the Ender Dragon Pet, I deal about 55 to 56,000 damage. That's over 14,000 more damage than the Midas. And this is only about 30-ish or less mil to make it this much better. So I really think that it's very worth putting in the money to get the Ender Dragon Pet and the AOTD over the Midas. Keep in mind that my Dragon Pet is only level 81, meaning if it was at level 100, it would be even better than the Midas. If you still think that the Midas is better, let me show you one more test that might change your mind. So with the level 81 Ender Dragon Pet, when I hit this dummy with my Midas, you can see I do 57k. Then with the AOTD, I'm doing about 56k. This means I'm losing about 1000 damage. But if you realize, if my Ender Dragon Pet was higher level, I'd actually be out damaging the Midas with my AOTD. And if you think about that, the Ender Dragon Pet is the best Berserker pet in the game. Meaning, if you want to get the most out of your Midas, you're going to want to use the Ender Dragon Pet. But if you use the Ender Dragon Pet on your Midas, you'll be wasting over 50 mil because a 5 million coin sword will be out damaging it. So, if you want to be truly endgame, you're going to want to get yourself a really high level maxed AOTD. And the reason for this is because once you get to the top of the top, your AOTD will serve you as the best sword instead of having your Midas, which you'll have to retire because it won't be as good as your AOTD with your Dragon Pet. So what is my final verdict? What I believe is that the legendary or epic Dragon Pets will be pretty good for quite a long time, as I don't believe they're really going to look for adding any more Berserker pets to the game. This means that the AOTD will be the best for Berserkers for quite a long time. But for other classes, the Midas is a great option. For Archer, I don't think that matters because you have less melee damage, so I don't really think you need that good of a sword. Like, it's good to have it, but it's not that important. But for tank, it is especially important. because tank is going to take a lot of hits, but will also be dealing the second most damage compared to any of the other second or third, tied with mage for any of the other classes. So you're going to want to have a Midas because you're going to have to be running a tank pet. So it is actually a very smart idea to get a Midas if you're a tank. Also, it could be good for mage, but as of now, because magic scaling is broken, it isn't, because you can use a drag pet for maximum damage with the mage. So right now, it's not the best. But if magic scaling is fixed, the Midas will be extremely good for mages. And then for the healer, it will just be, yeah, it'll be good, but it's not that important because you are a healer. If this video helped you at all or helped you learn anything new about Midases and dragon pets, make sure to subscribe for more content just like this, and I'll be posting daily. And also stick around for sometimes I'll be streaming every like 2 to 3 days. So you can stick around for that, as well as join the Discord server for better notifications. And goodbye.